Hello, my name is DJ and welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about Daleks. I'm going to review these weekly from now on as they come out, and today we're talking about episode 2. I think overall it was actually quite good. There's a couple of things that I'm going to talk about later. Story-wise, very simple once again, and it definitely feels like they're aiming it at kids. You know, there's the whole Joe Sugg thing that they like to keep pushing that he's in it. You know, I imagine 12-year-olds about 4, maybe 5 years ago would have been ecstatic about it. Now I don't know whether he's still popular, but he was in it as well, and I thought he did an alright job. Compared to that, he's not an actor, he's basically just a guy. I thought he did really quite well. So the Daleks have this entity thing that's following them around, and it means that the Daleks are forced basically to get like a storage Dalek, like to take their Daleks out of storage or some rubbish like that. So they have to go and get those Daleks, and that's the story. That's the 15 minutes. So very simple once again. I think the first thing I want to say is it's quite ambitious. I think that, you know, they could have done it very simply, but they did for the most part. But I think there's a couple of moments and they were like, oh yeah, at least they tried to do something here, which brings me to some of the negatives. Now everyone knows the animation is bad in this series. It's not great, but it's weird how sometimes you get very detailed, like minute details that they've really focused in on. There was this moment when the Joe Sugg's character literally goes past a Dalek, and you see the reflection of the light from his person against the Dalek as it walks past. And it was ironic that the two walls next to them, while this little bit of, you know, sort of detail was happening, the two walls next to them were like not textured at all. And I think that the lighting down there was a real issue for them. Because, like I said last week, you know, space didn't have any light sources, neither did this thing. I think the Daleks and their kind of ears and their eyes going off were like a pretty cool thing to see. But for the most part, I noticed that they put a kind of glow on the robot, like an outline to make him stand out a bit more. I also noticed a lot of little issues in this one as well, little glitches and stuff like animation loops and all that kind of stuff going a bit haywire. There's no way that I can sit here and say, oh, this is how you fix it, because it's not as simple as that. It tends to be like the timeline, and if they're repeating bits, then bits. Honestly, my work that I did for my media exam, because I made them all different symbols, right? For some reason the computer got confused, so this like mishmash of body parts would walk out, and that was not supposed to happen. So I suppose that glitches like that can't be helped along the way, but I did notice a couple of them during this episode. An example one of one is playing. I think the Daleks look lovely, like they're great for animation, like I said last week. But overall, I did enjoy it, even though it had some rather big faults. So thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you go like. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the series. Obviously, it feels, I can't remember how many episodes there are, but I think it might be 5. And I'm interested to see where this links into Timelord Victorious, whether this is going to be given like actual stakes within Timelord Victorious, as well as being its own entity, and all of that kind of stuff seems like it hasn't been cleared up yet, or maybe it never will be, to be honest. But overall, I'm quite enjoying it. So thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you go like, subscribe if you're new, and I shall see you soon.